Hello Falcons, Mr. Fleschner here bringing you our update from our February school board meeting. Now lots and lots of items on this month's agenda. So we'll kind of work our way through this. You know, the classrooms, you know, are kind of in a flow of coming back from holidays and all the things they're working through. Sports seasons, you know, are entering into, you know, their tournament schedule. But the school board's really working hard to get things ready for the upcoming school year. So let's get into some of the notes and the big items from our February agenda. So one of the first pieces we put in, you know, thank you to Mr. Pudens and the FFA. They stopped by and give us some updates on their season and inviting them to some of the upcoming events. So check social media out for those kind of things with FFA. Now, one of the first big agenda items that the board really took on was getting the necessary pieces and paperwork in place for the bond issue. So those things will be in motion. Bond sales will start here in the next couple of months, and that'll kind of all be working in the background with that. So those are some of the first big items that are on there. Next piece is we have to set some public hearings for our upcoming budget. Things are tracking along pretty well there. Feel good about where that's going to go. And also a public hearing for our school calendar. These are all requirements and things that the board has to have in place, and we'll be doing those then at our March meeting. Some policy revisions. We were able to maintain our driver's ed fees the same as they were last year, pretty competitive as far as pricing goes with those. The next couple of items, the school district is going to be entering into an agreement with the city of Parkersburg to share a school resource officer with one of their officers. There's some training involved in this, really to kind of get an exposure to our local police department, helping inside the building, working with some of our students, really just exposing our students to them in a more positive way. Also helping out with some of our crisis planning and those kind of things. So that'll be a good partnership with the city of Parkersburg. Also put into place, flip my notes here, some travel arrangements for outside the school district. Our fine arts department's traveled at different times for some events and get our kids some exposure to some different things. Next item kind of on here, we are going to dissolve our agreement with AGWSR for instrumental music. Now this is something that's been talked about, and we had some retirees some retirements that took place this year, and we were able to restructure, still offer the same amount of programming. It's just going to be staffed a little different way, and one of the things we had to do is dissolve that agreement with the AGWSR. Something else, we are planning to dissolve our agreement with Head Start. Head Start can still be a fully functioning program. It's basically just won't be happening inside the school district. All right, so they'll be notifying families and putting their information out as well. Program can still exist, it just won't be necessarily housed inside Parkersburg Elementary. A couple other items that are on here. The school did enter into an agreement with the city of Parkersburg for a tax increment financing. Sometimes you hear this, a TIF, right? This is really about tax rates and those kind of things for a housing development that they're working on here in Parkersburg. Really doesn't have a fiscal impact on the school district per se, just because of the way kind of taxes are moved back and forth between the state and the schools, but really an exciting opportunity to potentially put some new housing units in Parkersburg. Now I think it's also really important when you hear this come out and people start talking about this, like, you know, maybe saying, well, we're going to give this builder X amount of dollars. That's really not true. Okay, it's all based on property taxes and how all those things go together. All right, I do think this is a win-win for the city and for the school district to have some new homes available. Also entered into an agreement with an alternative program housed at a Waverly Shell Rock for an online opportunity for students. Don't necessarily have a lot of students participating in this, but occasionally there's some students that really need just a different educational environment. And the new setup they have over in Waverly Shell Rock, these students are still AP students, but can attend online. Now, last really quickly, jump into facility updates. So right now, still working with SiteLogic, our partner in our facility planning. Lots of work going on in the background as far as really just developing blueprints, final checks of where things are located inside of buildings. Hoping, I say hoping, not all in place yet, but to get some of that work started yet this summer. So hopefully see some construction type things happening in and around Parkersburg Elementary and the building in Applington. So more to come on that, but just trust you haven't seen a lot of those things yet, but they are being worked on kind of in the background, and we'll get those out to you as soon as we have them available. Finally, notice lots and lots of staffing items. Some of these are internal transfers, teachers moving grade levels inside the school district, but we also have some new hires coming on board, really excited about a new teacher in instrumental music and a new teacher and head football coach coming to the high school. So more to come on those folks, but we're great and super excited to have them join us here at Applington Parkersburg. And with that, that's a lot of notes. If you've got questions on those things, please don't hesitate to reach out to me. Love to talk with you about those. And as always, go Falcons.